Hey everybody, should be live now. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late here. Um, I'm gonna go ping the Discord. Okie dokie. What is it? Um, hey Robin, good to see you. Okay, what else do I do here? I need to get my face up here. Small presenter overlay. I'll get my keystrokes. Make sure they're on the right display. Lovely. Okay. Hey William. Ooh, midnight. Nice. Hey Saba. Alright. This looks fun. Tragically, we are not working on Lovely just now. We're working on this. So let me just close. Okay, some of these things I'm not using. Okay, so where were we? We were making lobsters. If you hear kids screaming, it's because that's exactly what it is. There's kids screaming. But I think they're leaving right now, so. Alright, so last time we made this guy. It's pretty cute. Pretty attractive fella. Oh, I think he swims around too. Yeah, he does that. Very nice. Okay, so so we have 3 stages. We're trying to get to 5 for each of our creatures, right? If you recall, our creatures are... I'm flickering, aren't I? Stop flickering. Thank you. Okay. Our creatures are not this. This isn't right. Here we go. Lobster, right? So we have lobster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and then we have this for everything. Alright, so here's our like to-do list. And we've done now we've now done 1, 2, and 3 of lobster. So we are that much of the way through. But we're not going to do all of these, so it's not as bad as it looks. Yep, so next stage of Lobster Popstar. Sorry, it's going to be a lot of character designs for a little while here, but you should add a bug creature. Well, we're only doing sea creatures. But there are some aquatic buggy type things. This is pretty buggy. Look at this. Doesn't this look like a bug? It's pretty buggy. Doesn't this guy swim too? Swim, fishy, swim. There he goes. Swoosh. Yeah, and then they both have a swim animation, which is kind of cool. Okay, so we're gonna make the third stage, which is gonna be rather different. So I need to. So I'm thinking fifth stage will be like big red beautiful lobster. Fourth stage will be like big red beautiful lobster, but not so big and red and beautiful. So this guy is kind of like, this is like larval planktonic stage. This is like larval planktonic, but kind of bigger. And then we'll do like lobster, and then we'll do like lobster, but bigger. My computer's fans are like blaring. What is running that's doing that? Let me just like quit all these Electron apps that are running in the background. I'm on like the, oh wait, I didn't get to do that one. I'm on like the macOS beta, and it's got some issues. Okay. So let me, oh, we never even figured out how to export this guy. Why was that? Let me actually pull Rive over here. Shrink. I select lobster 3. And I export it. And I call it lobster 3. And replace that guy. But then over here, when I'm actually pulling in lobster 3, it's showing lobster 2. See this? But if I go to lobster 2, it shows the same thing. Go to lobster 1, it shows the egg. But that might be because, like, if I try again now to export this, lobster 1, export lobster 1. I think I might know what the issue is. Now it shows lobster 2. Yeah, so it's showing lobster 2 basically for all of them, which is interesting. So something with my exports, like how do you export just one artboard? I don't know how. Export. All names. Export all names. Oops, that didn't work. This is considered active. Yeah, but if I click on this, this becomes active. It's just whatever one I click on becomes active. Good thought though. Alright, just give me the like a new browser window. Pull this in. Separate is one of the hardest words for me to spell. Whoops. Wait, did I hit enter? Oh dear. Four runtimes. meantime, how do you duplicate a tab? Like option D usually? No. Duplicate. Oh, at runtime? Which artboard display at runtime? Oh. Oh. File name and then artboard name. File name, artboard name. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Artboard. Oh, why didn't you say so? Okay, so then here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in here. Get rid of both these. Rename this one to just lobster. Oops. Hold on. Hold your horses. Lobster dot riv, and then call file name lobster1. Try that. Try that. What? What do you mean it crashed? What am I calling these artboards? Oh, there's not a dash, it's a space. Try again. Ooh, that works. And then here's lobster 2. Lobster 3. Oh yeah. Look at these cute guys. Is it just me or is there like a slight white line right there? Okay, we can fix that. That's totally working. So lobster 2. That's very nice. So I kind of want to rename these to like dash. I don't know why. That's probably fine. Okay, that's cool. Now we can choose. So let's make a bigger lobster. So I'm gonna copy this. And I'm trying to decide if I should try to reuse this. I guess I need to find a lobster. Can I search like a young lobster? Yeah, like one of these guys. Give me a good lobster side view. That thing's big. Oh yes, there's blue lobsters. We can do different kinds of lobsters too. Just change the colors. Except ours is already kind of blue. Lobster side view. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Like this. Or that. Or that. Which one of these is the best? Kind of like this one. Let's go with this one. Although that one's pretty cute too. We can make him like tall like that. Ooh, I really like this one. So what's going on with his like claw? It looks like two. All right, we'll use this as a reference. We can change the shape. Um, okay, can you like show yourself over here? Surely you can just go back over here. And then we'll just show that on the side. Okay. Lobster. Oh, except I kind of wanted to change, make it face the other direction. Oh well, we're just using it as a reference. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to get rid of all this. And start fresh with the new lobster. Fresh new lobster. Where to start? I'll make a leg. This is not working out for me. Okay. Lobster leg is gonna look like this. Okay, I'm making this way too big, but I can shrink it later. Whoops. Alright, ignore that for now. Go to here. 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 It looks just like it, doesn't it? And then go to here. So this thing doesn't actually get... Like, that's fine. It can just be like that. This can be like that. So this will kind of come out like that. So it's kind of fat on the top. Or even like that. Cool. And then have this come out like that and this come out like that. Better than this would be if these just had that and then this kind of went like that. Kind of interesting. Right? And then kind of the same treatment down here. So we don't need these. Rather this and this. Oops. This and this will both just turn out like that. So this kind of becomes like that, and this kind of becomes like that. We don't need all that silliness. Okay. Like that, and then these kind of need to become like that. So it looks like it's like segmented. Okay, and then down here, we don't need that. This guy and this guy. This segment should be pretty fat. So it's kind of like 3 clear segments of his upper leg. This one I feel like should be a little thicker. Alright. And then there's this thing, which actually doesn't look super bad, except for that this maybe shouldn't be quite so... These legs are pretty complex. Alright, how about that? Not bad. Not too shabby. What just happened? Looks pretty cool, thank you. Yeah, this is a lobster anatomy live stream. Looks great in your opinion? Cool. Alright, and then let me make one more piece here. That'll go like... kind of like this. And so then this will rotate like that. Pretty fun. Except that it should definitely be underneath this other one. Like that. Not that extreme. It is a lot smaller over there. Should we do that? Doesn't have that curve to it. That's a little more subtle. Okay, and then we'll rig it. So how will I rig this? I'm gonna make a bone. Starts here and goes to this joint. Make a bone. Start here. Go to that joint. Go to that joint. Go to that joint. And then just go to here. And this guy, I don't know if I rig this guy separately or what happens. Like, what'll happen now if I rotate? Oh, that's cool. So this path will be rigged bones. So now that all be attached to that guy. I'm not sure how it's going to work with that guy because it's not attached. We shall find out. Okay. So let's weight these. Wait, what is this? I don't know what that is. Edit these vertices. So all these should be, yeah, okay, perfect. And then these could be 50% that guy, 50% that guy. These will be 75% this guy, 25% that guy, perfect. And then these will be 50, 0, and 50. These will be 75, 0, 25. These will be 50, 50. These will be that. All the rest of these will be 100% this. Let's try that out. So that still controls the base motion. This bends at that joint. This bends at this joint. And this bends at that joint. Awesome. Okay. So then I want to bind this Constraint? I think I might be onto something here. Follow path. So not follow path maybe, but translation from a target. Boom. Distance maybe? No. What's IK? Oh, inverse kinematics, gotcha. Oh, offset. Hello, can I change the offset? Oh, follow path. No, that's not good. Follow path is not right. Constraints. All right, well, anyway, I want to bind this thing to this bone. So now when I turn this bone, that thing can open and close a little bit. Very nice, which is all very good, except that if I bend this bone, it leaves that behind. Oh, do you change the default interpolation? Why didn't anybody tell me that? Look, I really want this thing. Nope. Ask the good old AI. Transform constraints. That's what I was trying. Interesting. I'm gonna transform constraint to this with the target of this bone. But like offset a little bit maybe. Now it follows, but I just want to offset. I knew it would be possible. AI is actually relatively new. Is it really? Listen, brother, I need you to maybe it's this whole thing I want to constraint for. Transform target. Boom. Wait, I might have just done something magical. Nope. Can you do this without? Origin X and Origin Y don't seem to be doing anything. Look, this is almost perfect. I just need to have some offset. Video is gonna
Now that we've looked at the translation, rotation, and scale constraint, let's take a look at a more generalized constraint, the transform constraint. This constraint combines all of the others into one. In this way, the constraint will allow you to control not only the position. Now let's open up the panel and select a target. In this case, we'll be targeting the red square. you'll see that, like the translation constraint, our blue square has snapped to the location of the red square. And if we move the red square, you'll see that the blue square also moves along with it. The same is true if we rotate the squares or if we change the scale of the square. If we go ahead and center the red square, you'll see that the blue square also centers. Let's examine the rest of the property. The strength, we have this X and Y origin. Strength setting, we have the target, we have the different transform spaces that it'll work in, and we also have this X and Y origin. These two options are specifically used when we're working with text fields, which we'll see in a later lesson.
This is how you talk to AI. Can you try using only the rotation constraint? Yeah, I'm gonna try that in a second. I just want to. I feel like this would be. Mm-hmm. This is not true. Alright, we're going to get rid of our that guy. No, the origin fields are different. He said they're for like text related things, like text fields. Offset is not available for bones? Why? So what if we do this entire thing? Can you see the rotation? Yeah, here's the rotation. Rotation. But I'll need rotation and translation. Okay. So that's bound now. But how do I change that offset? Like that? Ooh, check it out. It's following it now. It's not following the rotation, however. And why does it do this weird behavior? Every time I touch it, it like teleports. Oh my word. Okay, have it. Get up there. Okay. Now we gotta figure out how to do the same magic with translation. Well, this is translation. You mean rotation? We already have rotation. We already have translation. Okay, bind. Why? Do you torment me like this? It's not exactly what I was hoping for. Not exactly what I was hoping for. All right, I have a new idea. I've got a plan. I'm going to okay, wait, that one needs to die. This guy. Hold on. We're almost there. Hey, Captain Adrar. It's like a warning if you empty code. Okay. So I'm thinking. Okay, check this out. So now if we not that path, this path. Uh-oh. Oh, dear me. Okay. Hold on just 1 second here. Like, why this group? Okay. Now we have two independent shapes. These go together like that. Except I want that one behind it. But okay. Okay. And then I'm gonna add bones. Like there to there. Oops. There. No. There to there. To there. To there. To there. To there. That's my bone structure. You started the project on a video recorder? What do you mean by that? Okay, so now I want to bind to this shape. right? All those should be. Oh wait, I didn't even bind any bones yet. I need to bind some bones. Bind the bones. Bind all these bones. Actually, not this one, but those ones. Okay. Bind the bones. Okay. These ones should be 100%. Okay. These ones should be 50% on this one. These ones should be 75 on this one. Okay. These ones should be 50. These ones should be 75. These ones should be yeah, okay. And then these ones should be 75 this, 75 that. These ones, all of these ones should be 100% this. What did I do for these ones? 50, 25, 75, and then all these ones. Okay. So now this should do some good things. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, now this guy, I'm gonna bind a bone, just one bone. Doink. And now I think it should work. If I bend this wrist here, he follows, but I can also bend him individually. Oh my word. Can we get some applause in chat? We're coming for you, Pixar. Oh man, okay, that was like a really simple solution to a very mind-numbing problem. Okay. Absolute cinema, I know that's what I'm talking about. Alright, that's very nice. So that's one leg. Luckily, we can copy paste this guy and reuse him all over the place. So, said leg is rather large. If we make our leg that large, our lobster is going to be too big. We need to save space for one more side. So I'm just going to make this whole... Wait, first of all this is like one thing. This is a leg. Select the leg, shrink it down. What's a good proportion? Kind of skinny and short. I guess I need to see the other guy. Should be bigger than his legs, but not too much bigger, really. What happened to my my reference? What is this? Okay, so that's one of those legs. Okay, so it's actually quite small. You're really not even gonna be able to see it. We just spent all that time on it for nothing. So even smaller than that. Kind of like that, maybe. Groovy. This is a drawing course, a chemistry course, and a programming course. When did the chemistry come in? I don't understand that part. All right. So we have a leg. I'm gonna set this guy off to cook over here. Okay, he actually has 4 such legs, 2 of which don't have any claws. I mean, okay, he's 8, but we're only gonna draw one side of them, I guess. I don't know why. For some reason we were drawing both the front claws, but only like one of each of the sets of back legs, which is what we do here around here. Just how we roll. So I'm gonna make one more of these. Ta-da! That was a lot easier than the first one. And then I'm gonna make another one, but this one's gonna be a little bit different. So this one, you may be wondering how it's gonna be different. Well, let me tell you, it's gonna be a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. See, a little smaller. It's also, I also just realized that I've made these facing the wrong way if I want my lobster to be facing the other direction, which is potentially a problem. That's all right though, because I'm pretty sure I can just do something like this. Shwink. Haha. Alright, that's much better. So now they're facing the right way. Make sure all the bones are still working. Shwink, shwink. Okay. It is duplicate him. That didn't work. Duplicate. Well, this is called leg. I don't know why it ceased to be called leg at some point. Duplicate leg. Now we have leg 2. Beautiful. Okay, and then we get leg 3. Leg 3 now is shorter. It's skinnier. All right. And yeah, it's kind of like not gonna have that, nor this, and this shape is just gonna be a little bit different. Little bit different. Like we don't really need this. Actually, we probably do need that, but we don't need that. And this should come in like here, and here, and this point should be like that. How about that? It's kind of just like a little claw. Make sure that all these still work. Doink, doink, doink. Doink, doink, doink. Doink, doink, doink. Okay. Really lovely. So this is like a, you know, a leg without a claw. Make another one of these bad boys. Okay, so now we have all of our legs. Oh no, these claws are facing the wrong way. They need to be facing backwards. Hold on a minute. Hold your horses, chat. We've got a severe biological error. And since we care very much about the proper education of our customers, we're gonna have to do something about this. Okay, this needs to go here, this needs to go here, this needs to turn into one of these straight guys. Okay, and then this, we joink, and then this, wait. I'm trying to make something that goes like, wait, what? Come again? Like that. This becomes a point, doink, and then this becomes the inner curve, aha, and then this becomes not quite so pushy, and then this becomes like this, and then this goes like this, and then this goes like that, and then this goes like that. This goes like that. This goes like this. This goes like this. How's that? It's a little bit different. It's kind of cute though. I think it'll work. All right, and let's double check that nothing broke here. Shwink, shwink. Okay. Very nice. Now we can duplicate this leg. This is leg number 3. Everybody, I introduce you to leg number. Oop. Let me try that again. Let me introduce you to leg number. Oh, I can't do it. Let me introduce you to leg number 4. Those are our 4 legs. Why is this editor harder than doing coding in binary? I know, right? The rigging and animation is actually really slick, but some of the design stuff is lacking. You know, I could just do all this in Figma and then import them in. But, nah. Alright, our guy has legs. Now, for my next trick. What's my next trick again? Okay, I have an idea for his tail. It's going to be pretty awesome. Oh, by the way, did I mention that these are kind of in the wrong order? That's why it looks kind of funny. These actually need to be over here. Sorry. These need to be over here. That's how it's actually going to be. And then, okay, so you guys sit off to the side and actually sit right in the middle. I just can't do it today. Okay, right there. And now we're going to make you a body. A body, you got that? So, bodies on lobsters are rather complicated creatures. This is a side project to fund the programming language Lovely, which is a side project to write the operations to Humble, which is an educational side project. Exactly. Yeah. William knows how it works. Hello, Simonzinho Arthur Garner. Not sure how to say that. Simonzinho Arthur Garner. Gamer or Garner? Oh, it says gamer. Okay. Okay, very nice. So then we need, I could just make it face to the left. Is there a reason it should face to the right? Should all my creatures face the same way? We could also randomly like reflect them. Okay, I guess I'll make them face to the right to be consistent. Okay. How to make a lobster body? I had an idea that I think is brilliant. Ooh, it's gonna be fun to make these whiskers. Alright, I'm gonna just, kind of mess around here until I get a nice shape. So he has like a nice curve on his head, kind of comes down here to a kind of a point thingy. Okay, we'll gloss over that for now. It kind of goes like that, kind of becomes a smooth curve under, comes up in the back, and then like loops up. Oops. Loops up. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. And kind of like that. If this doesn't scream lobster, it's because you just don't understand. I'm going to now... No, wow, it really just doesn't scream lobster, does it? Okay. I'll give it a hump there. I'm gonna add another dude here that's gonna actually kind of like pull down, but then like do one of these things. It's kind of like a crease, really. A crease, because the lobster has a crease. But then he has like more of a hump here. What did I? Alright, we're gonna do some more details here in a second, but for now it's kind of seems about right. This basically is more like that. This is more like that. It's starting to look a little bit better, right? It's like this shape turned around, and then this back part actually looks pretty good. More like that, maybe. How about that? Okay, very nice. I'm gonna give it the color of the lobster. Actually, I'm going to like gradient it. So let me fill gradient linear, so like this color basically on like the top. Excuse me, on the top, then coming down, not like to black, but to something a little darker, like what's this color? Like that, but like a little darker, kind of like that. Yeah, and then he'll have legs. So the legs are this cool feature that lobsters have. Hey, Kyra. Oh, we got all sorts of action in chat. You love my streams. Oh, sweet. I'm flattered. They are chill. They're very chill. Chill is a good description. Chill as in like not very exciting. I'm Turkish. Oh yeah, it's banned in Turkey, isn't it? But use a VPN. Gotcha. Kai can't believe his eyes. Why can't Kai believe his eyes? Okay, and these legs just kind of like stick on like that. Okay, cool. So let me attach these legs. It's time to attach the legs. Oh wait, there's kind of like leg sockets. You know what I'm saying? All right, we can work those in. We can work those in. We can work those in. Also banned in Iran. Empty code is from Iran. Wow. That's a Middle Eastern representation. All right, let's get this like face thingy going. Actually, you know what I was gonna do? You know what I was gonna do? So see this like crease here? That looks pretty cool. So I was gonna do like, here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to add a bone, believe it or not. That goes like this. Now, you might think, what is this bone gonna do? Well, let me tell you. This bone is gonna do some pretty incredible things. This path is going to be bound to this bone. So now this bone, if I move it around or if I rotate it around, it's stuck to that thing. Now that's not very useful because I can just do that without the bone. But what is useful was this novel idea that I had. Because now I can do stuff like, wait, so if this starts on that side, you start on the other side and kind of like that. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Doink. Doink. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking. You're thinking, Kyle, what do you think you are, an artist? And my response to that is, I don't know. That looks pretty good. It actually looks like a crease, doesn't it? It's a little dark, maybe. I don't know, guys. A little thick, too, maybe. A little thick. Oops, that was the wrong shape. Pull that down there, a little smidge muffin. Just a smidge muffin. Okay, and then this thing actually needs some of this action going on too. It's gonna follow the arc of the body, okay, and it comes straight down like that, but then a little less thick. Just like that. All right, we got more chat action that I'm missing out on. I guess I need to try programming without background music. This stream is too chill without music. Do people even have background music? I never use background music for coding. Sometimes when it's critical stuff, I just need everything else to write down my thoughts. Yeah, William, I don't think you can send links in chat, but I can, so I can go get one if that's what you're looking for. Whoa, we got like all sorts of action going on. Somebody joined. General. Introductions. Programming language creator. Whoa, who is this person? Who is this person? They joined a minute ago. Is that one of you guys? It probably is, isn't it? Oh, it's Kara. Gotcha. Cool. So let me. What was I doing? I was getting Yeah, sorry, William. You guys can't send links. I can send one. I can send one. How do I do this? Hold on. Intermission. Intermission. Okay. Here we go. Boom. So I listen to music a decent bit, but I do not listen to background music because I'm a musician. And part of the curse that comes with being a musician is that you actually like really enjoy music a lot, especially if it's good. And so I have a hard time like passively listening to music without getting just like totally absorbed in it. Like I'm a very good active music listener. Like I'll listen to it and just like really be listening, but I can't just like have it playing in the background and not get distracted by it. Like when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to music. I'm not just like hearing music. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That crease is pretty compelling, don't you think? Okay, so very nice, very nice. The only background music is Kaya's soothing voice. I don't think my voice is very soothing. I thought about having music for this. But then like you gotta deal with like all YouTube's like restriction issues. If I chose the music for this, it'd be pretty fun. It'd be pretty fun. Oh cool, Kyrie, you joined on all the servers. All the servers. There's some non-copyrighted music in YouTube. I know, but it's all kind of bad. Um, yeah, and I kind of like it without music too. I feel like it's chill. More chill. And I don't get distracted by the music. So I was gonna try these like shiny shinies. Do you think that's too ambitious for me as a non-artist? Wait, so this would start on that side. Interesting. Wait, no. Yeah. Joink. Okay. Here we go. Non-artist Kaya. Doink, 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 doink. Ooh, that's a little bit crooked. All right, let's smooth it out. Smooth it out. Wrong shape, wrong shape. Wrong shape. Nope, nope. Yes, this one. Okay. Make this smooth. Make it smooth. We's gonna make it smooth. If I make it too detailed, it will look out of place with the earlier designs. Yes, exactly. Unless I go back and add detail to the earlier designs. This is more just an experimentation. I might just delete all this in a second, but I want to see how it looks. All right. That's kind of a little bit smoother. It looks like garbage. Why does that not look right? It's not really following the shape. Okay. I knew this was too much for a non-artist like myself. Okay, we follow the contour of the body. This is like art skills 101. When you're making a shiny, you follow the contour of the body. When you're making a shiny. Oops, that was the wrong one. You follow, oh dear. Everything's falling apart. You follow the contour of the body. Write that down, kids, it's important. Okay. Empty code's gotta go. All right, no worries. Thanks for stopping in. That is marginally better. Only marginally. Because it just comes down too far, you know what I'm saying? Catching my drift here? Why does that sound like something? This was pounded into my head in art school. No, I'm just kidding. I did not go to art school. I'm trying to follow the contour of the body, but it's just not. Ooh, that looks a lot better actually, so already. Maybe just a little too. I don't know, guys. It's hard to tell with like the bone here. Can I hide the bone for a second? Ooh. What do you guys think? How do you feel about that? No, it doesn't really fit with this because this is like totally flat. But I could add a shiny here. Or I could just take the shinies out of here. See, this is like a shiny red lobster at this point, is the thing. I don't know. Kai's just been abused as a child. Childhood was rough, kids. Just kidding. It was pretty straightforward. All right, now what does this other one look like? It's kind of like a swoosh. Okay, comes down to a point over here. Very nice. Okay, let's try that one. If we don't like it with both, we'll get rid of it. So it's gonna go like doink, joink, doink, joink, and doink. And it comes back like very thin. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me? Excuse me? Oh. It starts there? Why didn't you say so? Is that pointy? That's pointy. That's pointy. Oh dear. I'm lost. Alright. What's the opacity of this one? 36. Okay, now make it smooth. For example, this thing needs to be like one of these things, and then this thing needs to come out this way. This thing needs to go a little closer to that thing. This thing needs to come out that way, kind of like that, and like that, and like that. Maybe this comes down a little bit. This comes in like this. This comes over like that. This comes over like that. This comes over like that. Ooh. Looks a little crooked, doesn't it? A little bit crooked. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not convinced. It's honestly kind of cool looking. So now what you might be asking You may be wondering. This is the body. You may be wondering. Now if I move this bone, it leaves those things, right? So what am I going to do about that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Simply bind this to the bone. And bind this to the bone. Which is why I added that bone. So I could do cool stuff like this. Wait, how do you do that? This guy? Bind bone. Root bone. Done. Done. Now, if I move this bone, they follow. What doesn't follow is the gradient for some reason. Like what's going on there? Hold on a minute. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. This makes me a little bit uncomfortable. See how that gradient's like doing weird things? Oh well. I think I might be a fan of like the swishes. I think I might be a fan. You know what I'm not necessarily a fan of? I think this needs to actually be a little bit bigger. Like that. That's better. Much better. Okay. Okay. Now I'm sure you guys all just intuitively know what time it is now. It's obviously eyeball time. Alright, can I edit this shape a little bit? We need to get some of this facial action going here. I don't know what's going on with this guy's like. What kind of beetle is that? There's a beetle that looks like that. Like that. See? Doesn't it look like that? Doink, 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 doink. Doink, 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 doink. Alright, so we're gonna try to pull something like that off, I guess. I don't know how. First things first, we just need to make some of these points. Okay. Oops. Which one of these is it? Oh, it's that one. Path. Okay. And then kind of like bring these all out so we have something to work with. Ugh. Ugh. Does that look kind of like it? Alright, this will be like the tip one. Actually, no. This will be the tip one. And then this will be like down in the swish. And then... Actually, we could just do like spikes. Spike. Spike. So that's spike, spike, spike. Here's another spike. It's not quite accurate. That comes out way too far. Spike, well... Wait, on the grand scheme of things, actually. Hold on. This is just all the wrong shape. Come out more like this. Oh dear. Spike. Spike. Spike, spike, spike. This is like the kerswoosh under there. This comes up a little farther. It's trying to look pretty good, guys, no? Alright, and then for my next trick, why can I never select the right shape at the right time? Now it's this one, like what in the world? Okay. This Gotta go shoink and shoink. This we'll fix that later. This is gonna go shoink and shoink. This is gonna go shoink and shoink. You following here? The main problem here is that this actually needs to be like right there. Okay, much better. And then this is gonna be like shoink and shoink. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Except just move this whole thing like over a little bit. Move this not quite so like dramaticized. Okay, and then move this up a little smidge. Now this guy needs some work. Not that kind of work. More like this kind of work. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do nicely. There's something really crooked about this right here. I'm not sure what it is. I knew it. It's this guy. Okay. And then eyeball goes like right here. So this guy, you know, he's a little bit north. I mean south. He's a little bit south. Move him north. Okay. Move him north. 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 Okay, that'll work. That'll be sufficient. Okay, the eyeball. It's kind of in like this dark thing here. I don't know if I want to try to recreate that or not. Sounds like a lot of work. Well, it's not actually that bad. It's just kind of like that, isn't it? Okay, let's do it. Pen. We're gonna go joink. We're gonna go. You guys starting to recognize the theme here? I say joink a lot. Joink. 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 No. Joink. Very, very, very nice. Okay. And then this thing basically just becomes like this color, but like a little bit darker. And okay, this whole thing just needs to be much more round. And this thing can actually just move like all the way up to here. So needs to go right there. Okay. Pretty cool. All right, now we make a an eyeball. That will be black. And this definitely needs like some swoosh. Very nice. Just make this a little bit swooshier. Swoosh. Follow. Remember kids, what do we say? When you're trying to make a shiny, follow the contour of the body. Alright, and then this thing is white. Like it could just be white, but probably not quite so white. Like maybe like that. Okay. And then definitely not just on the top of the eye, because the light is never right above. Unless you're underwater. But when is a lobster ever underwater? Path. Rotate the path. Oh, not the eyeball. Don't move the eyeball. That is not concentric. Concentric. Concentricity is key. It looks kind of cringe, doesn't it? Okay. What if I did like that and that and that? When you need an Android version, I'm your man. You mean like when I need a Kotlin expert, you're my man? Or when I need a tester, you're my man? Because I need both. You could be tester? Oh, sweet. For Android, you mean? You do Android dev professionally? No way. That is great. I will reach out if you are available. Kotlin Compose XML. Yeah. All the goodies. All the goodies. I like once kind of dipped my toes in that water. It was pretty good. It's pretty good water. I use iOS, and so that's why we're starting there. But definitely would love to go to why can I not scale these together? Oh dear. Definitely would love to expand to Android. The eye is just not big enough. I knew it. I knew it all along. I don't think I scaled that evenly. That was too much. I'll never use an Android device full time, but the Android development water is very nice. Apple products all the way, although Pixel devices are trying to be enticing. Yeah, Pixels are starting to look super good. I am tempted to do... I've been tempted to switch to Pixel. Not like seriously tempted, but like just, they look really cool. Could have started with React Native and got both at the same time. Yeah, both at the same time with a quarter of the performance. And none of the nice native features. No, I'm just kidding. React Native is cool, but not quite as cool as doing things natively. All right, so now clearly we have a problem here. The eyeball is not sticking to the body, but you'll never guess what native stands for in React Native. I thought it was an acronym, like NA never actually turns itself. I don't actually know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I know it's actually native, but like if you want to do, there's a lot of APIs that you can't do with React Native, like live activities and widgets and dynamic island and like all those kind of stuff. Actually, I'm not sure about all those things. I think no, some of those things for sure. Like if you just want to key into like the really like some of like the really platform specific stuff, then like you're a little bit limited in what you can do. Also, at the end of the day, you're running your logic in a JavaScript runtime, which is never going to be as performant as like a native Swift binary. So you're very well versed in mobile development, and React Native is native. Yes, I know that it is actually native. Like it's not like web views, right? Like it actually translates to native components or native views. But it is a little bit limited, isn't it? And it's not as performant. And there's a lot of like layers of indirection. Okay, can I group these things together? Thank you. All right, in this group. Oh. Wait, that was silly. Wait, so what is this thing? What is this group? This is the eyeball. Eyeball. What is this thing? This is the eye socket. Path here. I'm going to bind to a bone. Where'd my bone go? Bone go? Done. Here, eye, path, bind bone, bone. Done. And there's this thing too, path. bind, wait, what, 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 what? Why can't I bind this guy? Closer than Flutter is, but I. Oh, closer than Flutter is, but I can't confidently say it's full-blown native. Yeah. Just messing with you. Working completely different areas. Not sure. Fun thing is that I did graduate with a degree in mobile apps, but never written a mobile app professionally. That's funny. That's fun. Pretty cool. No, I know that React Native, like at the end of the day, it creates like real native like Swift UI views or Jetpack Compose views, whatever it is on Android. But you're running JavaScript instead of a native Swift binary as like the logic layer that just is generating a native UI. So like the UI is native, but the UI is native and limited, and then the logic and stuff is not native. I guess it just depends what you call native. Listen, I really want bind bones. Yes. Root bone. Done. Okay, now this should work. Now if I move my bone, it sticks. Very nice, very nice. What a cool feature. It's nice when you move your bones and your body moves with it. Okay. Correct. People always say you can still access native APIs, but it's not the same. That's what I've heard. I did a tiny bit with it like a while ago, so I'm also not well versed in React Native. But I think pretty much anybody would agree that like React Native is really awesome if you're trying to get apps on more platforms fast. But if you had infinite time and no like constraints or anything, then ideally you would have a native iOS team and a native Android team, and that's like better technically, but obviously the other one is faster. Like faster for the dev, not faster for the user. Okay, I feel like this actually looks pretty cool. Any objections to how this is looking here? I'm gonna hide this bone because I'm never gonna use it. Those all stick together, which is awesome. Actually, I'm not sure why I needed to have that bone, because couldn't I just group them together? Oh well. Always look at native element as an end goal and React Native as a means to an end. Yummy looking lobster. Oh dear. We're not gonna eat this poor guy. So there's that. We got some legs. What else do we need from this picture? Pretty much, okay, he's got like some whiskers, claws, and a tail. We're gonna do a poll. What are we doing next? Start a poll. What next? Whiskers, claws, or the tail. By the way, Air Hogan, are you on the You're not on the Discord, are you? It'd be great to have you on there, especially if you know about Android development as much as you do. That'd be super helpful to have somebody to ask questions to and stuff. Holy smokes, you guys are blowing up the Discord. Wait, you're blowing up the humble Discord. What are you guys talking about? Okay. We got one vote for whiskers, one for claws. You need to join the Discord. That'd be great. Yeah, there's a. Have you been on my? I don't think you've been on my language streams, have you? Actually, maybe you have. I don't remember. But yeah, there's one. There's one for this. The link is in the description. You have been on my other streams. Okay. Lane. Okay, so you're the Lane that just joined. Awesome. Great to have you. Okay. I think Rive has a. Oh man, that would be bad if they didn't, because then I have to like redo everything. I think Rive has a Kotlin runtime, maybe. Android. That means Kotlin, right? App runtimes. Android. This is like, I see Kotlin. I see Kotlin. Awesome. I like how Lane is a professional Android dev and has a Apple Memoji as the profile picture. That's kind of comical. So I'm curious why you are a Android dev when you are a Apple, you're a culture fan, when you're an Apple user. How did that end up happening? It's just like what your company's using. All right, all this eye socket stuff, eyeball. This needs to come into the body group. Body group. Oh no. What just happened? There we go. Okay. Body. He must be an agent for Apple. That's funny. Simple, I got a job for Android first. Okay, cool. Coolio. How do you feel about Kotlin as a language? Like, aside from the Android, well, two questions for you. How do you feel about just Android development in general? Like, it's Compose, right? Jetpack Compose and the whole platform and IDEs and all that stuff. Is that like generally a pleasant experience? Is my first question. And then apart from all that, or within all that, how do you feel about Kotlin just as a language in general? Big questions, no pressure to answer. I'm just always curious about this kind of stuff. Android, fantastic experience. Kotlin, fantastic language. Really? That's awesome. Have you done Swift or iOS development? If you have, how do they compare? Because that's pretty cool. That's encouraging. You wish Lovely had more Kotlin features? Kotlin is genuinely the best language I've ever written. No way. That is super cool. I learned a little bit of Kotlin like a long time ago. Done some. I think Kotlin feels better than Swift, does it? Does it now? Should I make an Android dev library for my language so it will make you able to make Android apps in my language? How would that even work? Thank you for the info, Lane. Okay, I'm getting distracted though. Well, we are tied with whiskers and claws. I guess I'm just gonna do whatever seems more pressing. I mean, it's not a lobster without claws, so I guess we just do claws first. What happened to my reference? There he is, my reference. Go over here, reference. Zoom in on those claws. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Here's Kotlin is so great that I thought, wow, we got a real Kotlin fan here. It's JetBrains, right? They make Kotlin. Kotlin. I like the whole Val thing. Val's fun. Fun. That's, yeah, Lovely does fun. Looks a lot like Swift. Whoa. Suspend. Coroutines. Oh, I've heard about these. Aren't these supposed to be like a killer Kotlin feature? Coroutines? Are there abstract class interface for customer? Oh, cool. This looks pretty clean and simple. Also pretty Swift-like. This is nice. I do remember that. Functional. Whoa, what is this? Is this like Rust / C++ I see here? Double colons? What is a data class? Colon is function reference. Allows you to call a function if the parameters are the same. Test. Oh, are these macros? Are there macros? Is this a macro I see? Or is that just like a compiler? No macros? Oh, that's a feature. No macros is a feature in my book. So these are just like compiler directives or something? Oops. I don't know what these backticks are. I'm guessing this is so that you can have spaces in your variable names. You can use backticks, maybe? Ooh, wow. Pretty fun. Pretty fun. We're gonna learn Kotlin, boys. Alright, but not yet. First, we have a Swift app to deliver. And Swift is pretty good, I gotta say. I'm a Swift fan. Actually, I've heard a lot of people say it's better than Kotlin, but I'm sure it's just a matter of opinion and taste. Amazing for tests. I love that. Swift testing just got a lot better recently, but it was pretty sad for a long time there. Now you could learn KMM and then still build out the app using Swift for the front and then have one code base. Would that be Kotlin multi-platform? Is that what that is? Why is one of these legs not like the other ones? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. Alright, claws. Here we come. I need to make a claw. Claws. Okay, there's like a claw socket, but I'll worry about that later. So joink. Okay, wait, can I just do something like this? And then have like this. Doink, doink. It's perfect, isn't it? Stream froze. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alright. Hang tight. I am working on the fix. Screen capture. Okay. Which screen? Not that screen. This screen. Okay. Wait for it. Okay. And then I need to go up here and add myself back in. Whee! There I am. Okay. Lobster in sight, exactly. Alright, see ya, Kyra. And hello, Desert Storm. Sorry guys, I missed the I already made this whole thing. While the stream was frozen. Isn't it incredible? Alright, I'm going to fill this in with our lobster color. One of our lobster colors. Should probably be the lighter lobster color, no? So that when it like comes out of the bottom, it like has some contrast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Looks pretty lame though. We'll do what we can to make it less lame. Ooh, muscles. Let's do that. Okay. Actually, that's not what I want. I want this. You pointed there. Actually, you can do that. Do the same thing over here. Joink. Joink. Shoink. 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 Lane, you made me very excited to or Lane or Air Hogan, whatever you go by. You made me excited to work on the Android version. That'll be so fun. That'll be so fun. Is it pretty easy to get? Is there like good documentation and learning resources and stuff? Is it easy to get into? Wow, look at this guy. He's just shredded. Look at those muscles. I think it's a fairly intuitive language. Whoa, now we have Lane Hogan. Different names. The language. Yeah, no, I know. I don't think I'll have too much trouble with the language because I think it's actually quite similar to Swift in a lot of ways. But I'm sure there's some differences. I meant more like the you've changed form, nice. I mean more like the whole like Android scene. Is that pretty like easy to learn and documented and stuff? Okay, the reason this looks so bad is because I really meant to do something more like this. Oh, you meant Android. Yeah, the Android docs are surprisingly great. Cool. Coolio. Alright, and then this looks kind of horrific. If you know what I mean. Okay, we'll have spikes, I guess, on this. Let's add some spikes. Spike, spike, spike. Oops. Spike, spike, spike. But I'm gonna make you do it the proper way to make it employable. Oh dear. What's the proper way? Is it like different than the documented way? Is it kind of like the whole TCA thing with Swift? Why am I flickering? I've got the flickers. I've got them bad. There we go. Much better. Somebody's texting me. Okay. It just introduces you to patterns that are commonly used rather than throwing everything in the main activity and calling it a day. Okay, gotcha. That is cool, but there is something rather glorious about doing things the way they tell you first and then feeling the pain of why it doesn't work before you jump into doing it the other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then you actually come to really appreciate like why people made new, like, different patterns. I'm kind of one of those people that likes feeling the pain before I fix it. Feel the pain. This is true. Good point. Go do it the way they tell you, then turn your phone and landscape and enjoy. Okay. How's that? Okay, Android is really different from iOS, like in so many ways. One of which is that it runs on like so many devices, right? Because there's big tablets and things that run it, and then there's like Pixel Folds that are like huge, and then there's like you gotta worry about responsivity. It's almost like web design, isn't it? And then iOS is like, oh yeah, it's just like iPhones that are like always kind of the same size. Unless you want to support iPads. But you don't have to. Okay, there's that. Grocery store digital scanners, barcode scanners, etc. Yeah, that's nuts. That is nuts. Bring that guy over here. Bring this guy kind of down so we get like a tip. Alright, and then he should probably have some spikes in here. So here's what I'm gonna do about that. I'm gonna move this guy over here. Switch him to one of these. Joink, spike him up a little bit. Kinda like that. And then like that. Okay. Oh no, I lost it. Spike. Oh dear. These are not supposed to be like that. Spike. Spike. I learned about the grocery store kiosks when I used to work for Kroger on their app team. Whoa. Do you work at a big company now, or is it like a smaller thing? The chat is more alive than ever before. Yeah, and it's all about Android of all things, while we're making an iOS app. We got Fox Sports. No way, that's pretty cool. On there. No, it's good. Please don't apologize, Lane. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Learning too, which is great. Fox Sports. That's like Fox News. They're like sports thing. Fox Sports. I'm assuming they have like an Android app. Fox Sports. Android, like the app. Download the app. Usually there's like a download the app thing. I try to find cool companies to work for on their app. Fox Sports. Mobile app. Ooh, here we go. This is you right here. Wait, that wasn't the app. I thought we were looking for the app here. Fox Sports mobile app. Google Play. Why is this not taking me to Google Play? I found a bug. Well, I have a bug to report. Yep. You heard it here first, folks. The Apple one doesn't work either. Let's try play.google.com. Search. Fox Sports. This one? This is you? So this is like native using Kotlin and Compose. Completely native, both iOS and Android. Awesome. So there's, I'm assuming there's like totally separate teams. I mean, this is a pretty fairly large company. How many people are on the like the Android team, for example? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Where was I? Where was I? Where's my lobster? Web uses Vue. Nice. 10-ish. Smallest team I worked on. Kroger was about 40 to 50 per platform. That is crazy. I'm one person, and I'm hoping to try to get to several platforms. But definitely gonna start with iOS and probably stick to there for a while. Hey, no, then we'll hire Lane Hogan, and then he'll be our Android guy. All right, I feel like this is pretty good. We'll have your brother. Well, my brother's not a dev. He's like the finance slash legal slash marketing slash advertising slash like everything else that's not dev. So I'm the only dev. I'm a solo dev. Oh dear, that looks really bad. Could we do like one of these? Well, when an app contributes a significant portion of the revenue, it's important to have lots of devs for most uptime. Yeah. Wait, the answer will almost always be iOS. Wait, what do you mean? The answer to what will almost always be iOS? iOS brings in the users and the money. Is that because like the demographic of iPhone users is generally wealthier? Because there's more Android users, at least worldwide, right? They're more willing to spend money. Gotcha. Yeah, I've heard that before. What is this, by the way? Okay. Can this become like this, maybe? You can't get a brand new iPhone for 50 bucks off a rack at Walmart. Yeah. So you have to spend money, which means they're almost always willing to spend it afterwards. Totally, 100%. iPhones are expensive, but pixels are expensive too. But not many people have pixels, right? It's mostly other things. Like, good grief. Can you imagine spending $1,800 on a phone? Maybe a computer if it was good. You bought a budget Pixel for testing? Like 350? Cool. How Android 16, that's the new one, right? How far back does that go support-wise, like with the Pixel lineup? Like what pixels can run Android 16? I remember when 800 bucks for a laptop was expensive. Yeah. I don't really remember that, to be honest, Robin, but I've read about it. I've read about it. I'm pretty young. Pretty young. But older than I used to be. Something's not feeling quite right about this. I think this goes too far up. Like, I feel like this should come farther down. This should be like down here. And then this should be here. Oh, it's just so much better. And then this can even be like more like that. So much better. You know what I really, really, really love? So I'm like kind of obsessed with like design languages and stuff. Like I'm not a very good designer, but I'm like sort of halfway decent and really interested in it. And okay, confession time. I like how liquid glass looks. Like the new liquid glass stuff that Apple's doing. Apple liquid glass. Whatever. Like I think it's cool. And I also love Material Expressive. The new like this too, it looks so good. And I love, my favorite part about both of them is that they're literally like they couldn't be more different from each other. So that to me is like the coolest thing ever. That they both have like really good design languages that are totally different. And the challenge of building a native app on both platforms that like feels native and like fits with the system is like sounds like the funnest challenge to me. Okay, I want some spikes. Actually, really just some like. There we go. There we go. Um, I, on the other hand, don't use my phone much. Reason for staying Apple ecosystem is the iPad and MacBook. If it weren't for those, I'd be all in on Pixel. Truth. Yes. When they have a whole ecosystem that just like synchronizes seamlessly, they make it pretty hard to switch off of it. All right, I feel like this is looking pretty compelling. Pretty compelling. Let's add some bones. Doink, 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 doink. Like that. Very bony. Okay, then add this thing. Bind bones. That one, that one, that one, and that one. And then we need to like select which vertices go where. Like all these ones, obviously. Obviously, I mean, how could you think otherwise? Just go to that one. And then this one, these two and these two will be 50-50 on those two. This one and this one, I guess, can be 100% this one. These two and these two will be 50-50 on these. Oops. Oops. 50. Okay. This one and this one will be 100% on this one. These two and these two will be 50-50 on these. And then this one and this one will be like 75 on this one and then 25 on this one. And then all these other ones will be 100% on this green one. Let's test that out real quick, make sure I didn't mess anything up. This guy rotates and it works. This guy rotates and it works. This guy clearly messed something up. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's not healthy. This guy, those are 50-50s. Those are 50-50s. That's a 75. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Wait, so what's the matter here? That one was good. This one. Something horrible is happening. Looks painful, really. Oh. I get it. Because these were supposed to be 50. Yeah. Those ones. Uh-huh. That's what the problem was. Alright, now I've been that one. It works. This one. That one already worked, I think. This one now works. Good. Okay. This one now bends the rest of it, which is perfect. Okay. Oh, wait. The only problem is that we just left our original position. I think it was pretty close to there. Something like that. Okay. And then for my next trick, I'm going to bind this guy to this bone. 100%. So now I can move this guy up and down. That guy follows, but then this can also pinch, which is fun. Alright, folks, we just made a claw. I feel like it's rather large. I also just now realized that I'm totally backwards on the size of these things. Like, what in the world? These were supposed to be smaller. Nothing a little bit of elbow grease can't fix, though. Okay, this is bad. This is bad. This is horrible. Poor guy. What was I thinking? I mean, the poor soul. After all he's gone through. That already, honestly, is like 10 times better. Might just stick with that, really. Can I edit this bone? Oh dear. This is bad. I might need to rebone this whole shenanigan. When I say I might, I mean I actually do. Slightly unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Cool. So rebone this guy. Bone here to here to here to here to here to here. And now do this fast. We're gonna do this fast. Bind the bones to this one, this one, this one, and this one, not the other one. Okay, done. And then we can go to here at the vertices and make sure they're on the right spot. So this one and this one become half this one and half this one. This one and this one become 100% this one. This one and this one become half this one and half this one. And then this one and this one become 100% this one. This one and this one become half this one and half this one. This one and this one, I guess, are kind of exceptional cases. Well, not really. I feel like we can just lump them in with the rest. So this, what is it, this thing? Okay, over here, everything over here. And then in addition, this thing and this thing. Okay. All of those become 100% this one. Double check that that actually works. This turns that, this turns that, this turns this, this turns this. Looks a little bit funny, but it's not too bad. Alright. Now this guy, we're going to go here, edit vertices, bind bones, this bone, done. And now, without any extra work, we can rotate this guy, he sticks, and rotate this guy, he sticks. Perfect. Okay. Now we have an arm. The whole thing's a little bit too big. I'm going to shrink it. I'm going to group those together, shrink the whole experience down a smidge. Okay. And then drag it. That looks a little small. Really, just the body's a little big. Body's a little fat too. That's a little better. Okay, that's pretty good. And then we'll make two of these bad boys. So one, two. Oh dear. Now we have 2 arms, 4 legs. Exactly what we wanted. So does the arm spontaneously combust or not? No, which means it's a success, right? Is that our standard? I like how that looks actually right there. It kind of looks like it's actually like coming out of the socket. And then, so put him in like some funny position like this. I don't know. Open up the claw. Whoa. Open the claw. Put the other guy back here. So the other guy, what is this? This is claw 1. This is claw 2. There. This turns, turns. It goes like that. This turns and goes like that. How about that? Let's get some legs on this poor guy. So are we gonna make these like leg sockets? I guess that'd be pretty easy to do really quick. Let me move these legs all out of the way. Not the claw, not the claw. Oh, not the claw, not the claw, not the claw. Why are you selecting the claw? Move out of the way, okay. Where do they fall? So this will be the fourth stage. The last stage, I'm just gonna make it bigger and make the claws like huge, make him look like really epic. I kind of like how his face turned out. It's kind of cute. All right, legs. By the way, Kaya, what do you think suits a logo for Lovely more? A geometric heart or a calligraphic? Is that how you say that? Calligraphic? L. Out of those two options, I'm not sure. Maybe the L, just because I'm trying to make it be like lovely as in delightful, not lovely as in like romance. You know what I'm saying? All right, let me add the vertices of this thing. Add some more joink, 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 joink. Oops. Oops. That's where the leg comes out. That's cool. Yeah, looks like that's not gonna work. Okay. Just need two more. Okay, okay, okay. William, at some point we'll do like a logo competition for Lovely. It'll be fun. Okay, and then one last one. It's like here, 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 and here. How about that? I feel like they all need to be a little bit taller. There. Put the legs in their new places. This is literally like the artsiest thing I've ever done. Alright, this whole thing. That's a much nicer color, in my opinion. Fill that with this. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Fill that with this. Fill this with that. You have some concept in a project file and a bunch of sketches, but I can't decide which one is best. Oh, cool. I would love to see those, man. I feel like I'm not quite nailing the color on this thing. Alright, then these legs obviously need to change color. Oh dear. Okay, I feel like that's pretty compelling. Maybe I'll touch up on those and come up with some new sketches and DM you. I can find some free time. Honestly, that'd be so good. But whatever, obviously, I'm not. No pressure to do anything like that. Legs are super tiny and skinny compared to the body. Yeah, that's kind of how they are, though. See? I was thinking about, I could put in the back legs, too. Like the legs on the other side of the body. What about that? Like that? Put in the back legs. That might look pretty good, actually. Just color the whole thing a little bit darker. These need to go in order. Leg 2, leg 3, leg 4, leg 5, leg 6, leg 7, leg 8. That way if I bend this, it'll go behind that one. That's better. You gotta go teach drumline now. Whoa. Like drum, like the instrument? That's awesome. Alright, well, thank you so much for stopping by. And I might be asking you some Android questions in the near future, so. Alright, I'm actually going to stop now too, actually, so. Screenshot that, actually. Screenshot that. Alright, well, thanks everybody for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time, so. Until then.